Ezelle from the upcoming. Lovely to speak to you. Congratulations on this feature being at Sundance. How does that feel for you?
Well, it's very exciting. I was a journalist before I was an actor, and I went to Sundance as a journalist 150 years ago, and so it's a real joy to be in something that's done so well at Sundance is deeply thrilling and exciting.
And can you tell us a little bit about the character that you play in Brian Charles and that relationship that she starts forming with Brian?
Yeah, of course. So my character's called Hazel. I basically found my way into Hazel by thinking that perhaps she was someone who hadn't quite really been able to grow into a woman, as it were. She sort of wears her hair like she probably has since she was 8 years old, and she's slightly stuck with her mum in quite a sort of, not the happiest of setups, and has never really flown the coop. There's a parrot in the film who I took to. It's a great guy. And in a way, it's the same sort of thing. It's the caged bird metaphor, which I'm whoring around. Actually, here today. That's the first time I've mentioned it. I've mentioned it in print. Sorry, guys. I've only got 3 stories. Her and Brian are, in their own ways, both lonely and not particularly good at people. And I think that somewhere in that they find each other. But it's not a love story really between Brian and Hazel. Of course, it's Brian and Charles's friendship and love, which is the heart of this really magic film. And it makes it easier for me because my face isn't 20 foot across for the entire movie, which is a hard watch. I can just enjoy it because I'm in and out.
What kind of drew you to the script, and how did you get involved in it? Because have you done any sort of comedy roles kind of before, or is this kind of a first for you?
Yeah, I've done a few comedy things. I'm just working on a sitcom at the minute for the BBC, but I suppose the most high-profile thing I've done comedy-wise was with David Mitchell and Robert Webb, and it's a sitcom called Back, which Simon Blackwell, who made Veep, wrote. So no, I'm not a novice, but it is kind of amazing to be working with people of David and Chris's calibre. And it would be intimidating if they weren't so lovely. And the same goes for David and Rob, actually. Thank God they were nice, otherwise I'd have completely screwed it up, because it was quite nerve-wracking working with your heroes, right?
Through the film, what would you say were maybe some of the challenges of this film? Maybe the location and, working on that, coming out of COVID?
When we made the film, it was still full COVID. I think none of us had a vaccine. It was the sort of November, December of that first year. So it had been really, obviously everyone had a difficult, and some people had a really traumatizing experience through that first few months of the pandemic. So really, it was just a total joy to be doing our jobs. Yeah, I mean, the location was wonderful. It's wild and beautiful. And there's a scene with a big bonfire, and I hid 2 hand warmers in my hat. If you look carefully, you see it's slightly heavy looking here and here. So I was fine. It was freezing. However, I nailed it. No one spotted them. So but no, it was just wonderful to be filming. As I was saying to one of your colleagues, that as I was driving to Snowdonia to start it, I just grinned for the whole journey. And it's a long drive from where I live. It's 5 hours, and I just smiled the whole way because I was so happy.
What would you say maybe is your favourite scene that you filmed or from the film?
Oh, the fireworks scene is pretty cool. Driving, I love a drive. And I was going a bit fast in my pickup truck, like I referred to it as my pickup truck. It wasn't my pickup truck, I just had it for the evening. But I like to drive very fast around the country lanes with 4 people in the back, including the camera crew. So that was fun. But the parrot was probably my favourite. He was a great guy. But he was brilliant. I really took him. I didn't know I would like parrots. Obviously I don't hate parrots. I'm not a psychopath. But I really liked him. He was great. I've got loads of videos on my phone of me just going, and him going, yeah. Great guy.
Did you manage to teach him any words?
Well, actually, it's funny you should say that, because he, when he went home after he'd rapped, he was they cover them up, don't they, at night? So he was not settling at all, and his owner said that you could hear from downstairs,
That means there's nothing like that.
which is madness because he didn't do it all day. He just obviously heard it.
I mean,
Unfortunately, I have just shared that anecdote with you, Colin, so I'm afraid I've only got, as I say, 3 stories. You've had them all.
that wasn't the most fun
Thank
part.
you very much. And what do you hope viewers will take away from this film?
Well, I'm hoping because tonally it's just so beautiful, and it's got a very big heart is the best way to describe it, I think, and I hope people will sort of want to spend time in our little world, and that it will become a mega smash like Paddington 2. It's very family friendly, which came as a slight surprise to me because it was a little bit darker when we shot it, and I think when they were editing it in this sort of world, they were like, we don't need it to be bleak. Why don't we just make it somewhere you quite like to be, a beautiful place to live for an hour and a half? So that's what I hope. It's
I've never fought so much.
old-fashioned escapism.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for speaking to us. Enjoy the rest of your evening and good luck with it all. Thank you.